well.
Donald, how are you going to raise these numbers? I mean, we're really getting into the nuts and bolts now of the issues. What's going to be, to really move the needle for you to continue gaining?
Well, I have 25, 26, 28%. One poll came out, I'm 32%. And in all fairness, Marie, there's 17 people. When you have 32%, I'm going to Mobile, Alabama on Friday. And we were thinking about 400 or 500 people, so we took the ballroom, and it turned out that was sold out in about 2 seconds, so they took a bigger ballroom, then they took a convention center. Now they're talking about, and Charlie, you have to hear this one, like 30,000 people. They're taking the football stadium. So this started out with 500 people about 3 days ago, and about 10 minutes later, the hotel called. They said, we can't handle the crowd that's calling. And literally, it could be 30,000, it could be more than 30,000, but it could be 30,000 people, and they've actually had to take the football stadium. Jesus. So, there's something going on out there. There is a movement, and even though Charlie considers me a great businessman, but not necessarily a politician, I don't know. Maybe someday you'll say I'm a better politician.
Well, you haven't spent.
Actually, I'd like to. I love being a great businessman.
What I admire about you is you probably haven't really spent a dime, and you're number one in the polls. How much have you spent?
Well, I'll tell you, it's a very funny thing because I have to report it, so I can tell you. I'll do a little bragging, but so I've had so much television. Like this interview, I thought this was going to be. Maria's brutal, Charlie. I thought this would be 3 minutes. I just got back from New Hampshire last night, where we had a tremendous success, and. Maria might keep me on this phone all day. I'm trying to be nice.
There are worse people.
Charlie,
this has to be a total education for you. I mean, I know you've been all around the world and you've done a lot of stuff, Donald, but this is totally different.
Okay,
what has been sort of your big takeaway from this whole running for president?
Well, let me just answer Charlie's question because it's sort of an interesting. So what happened, I figured I would have spent about $10 million by this point, right?
Right.
I spent nothing.
You spent nothing.
That's great.
I spent nothing. Charlie,
you know what? You are the best politician out there. You are the best politician out there.
Listen,
you broke me.
I figured by this point in advertising, which is the big expense, I thought I would have spent $10 million by about this point. But how can you do that? If every show, from Fox to CNN to you guys, if every show has everything Trump, and then on top of it, they have a Trump commercial, people will get sick.
It's amazing.
They'll get sick. So I haven't spent anything. I couldn't. If I did, they'd laugh at me.
Yeah.
So far, I've been saving a lot of money.
But then you answered a question that you would be willing to spend up to $1 billion. Really?
Well, I'd spend what I need. Look, if I'm doing well, I'd spend what I need. Now, also, when you do well, between the party and everything else, the money pours in. It does pour in. But I don't take, I haven't been taking, I've turned down a lot of money from lobbyists, guys that I know, guys that I've hired. They're very good, some of them not so good. But I had one guy last week, he said, I want to put $5 million into your campaign. I said, I don't need it. I don't want it. I don't want it. This is a guy, Charlie, somebody that you probably know, who doesn't do it because, he thinks I have a wonderful personality. You understand
How
that?
has the GOP been treating you, Donald?
They've been treating me very well. Well, as the front runner, they've been treating me very well. And that's why I keep that other door open, because if they don't, I have that other door open.
So when you say I have that other door open,
use it.
don't you think running independent would just destroy the opportunity for the Republicans? I mean, you're willing to do that and then give the election to Hillary.
I think it would be bad. It's something I don't want to do. I'm leading in every poll. I'm leading in every state. Florida just came out. I'm leading. It was just reported that in Florida, I'm leading Bush by a lot, and I'm leading Rubio by a tremendous amount. Now, I have a lot of properties in Florida. I own Doral. I own many properties in Florida. I love that state. It's an amazing state. But when you're leading the two people, you're leading the current senator and the ex-governor by a lot. That's sort of nice. But it just came out 10 minutes ago.
Would Rubio be an idea for you as a running mate?
I mean, it could be. Certainly, it could be. I like him. He's a nice guy. I've gotten to know him a little bit over the last couple of months. I've seen him on the dais during the debate, and we had really a very good relationship. We have a good relationship. We'll see what happens. But, of course, he's one of the people that Charlie says is going to spend some negative ad money.
That's what his fundraisers are telling me, but they're so scared of you.
Once that happens, I will no longer like him. You do know that, right?
Right, sure. We know that.
Donald,
then I go after him. Then I go after him.
Then it's all guns blazing.
They're all afraid of you.
Yeah.
Why? You seem to take a certain amount of glee in poking Jeb Bush in the eye. It's like, he's like the Pillsbury Doughboy, and you just like this. Just
yeah, why is
that? It's funny too. I have to admit.
I don't think Lee. I actually like him. He's, I find him to be a nice person. I really do. I met him. I don't know him well, but I've seen him and met him a little bit on the trail, as we call it, right? And I find him to be a nice person. In New Hampshire, he was sort of expected to win New Hampshire, and now he's really not doing well in New Hampshire. But he was expected. So I'm going to hit the guy that I thought I should hit.
Yeah.
Frankly, I'm leading New Hampshire by quite a bit. And in Iowa, it was Walker, and he was expected to. He was there. He grew up there. He was the governor of the adjoining state. And I hit him very hard, and frankly, I get along with him. He's a nice guy, but I said certain things that are true, all true. And now I'm leading Iowa by a lot. So I'm leading Iowa and New Hampshire. I really go after the person that you have. I mean, it's like in business, right? You go after the person that's...
Yeah, and then there's John Kasich. Charles Barkley was on the radio yesterday saying his pick is John Kasich.
Charles said that over me. That's really surprising.
Charles Barkley said that yesterday.
Well, that's good. Hey, look, he seems like a nice guy. I don't know him. And he's been very respectful of me. In fact, he said that Trump has hit a nerve like I've never seen before. He said that.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to hit. I don't want them to do that. I want them to hit me.
What do you mean? What do you mean they want?
I'll tell you, Maria, Walker was very interesting because he came up to see me like 6-7 months ago before this all started and gave me a plaque because I supported him a little bit and all that. And he gave me a plaque in my office. And he was so nice. And then one of his guys said something a little nasty about me. I said, oh, thank goodness. And then I was able to hit him. And that's what changed Iowa. Once I said that, that's what changed the Iowa poll. So, so Kasich has been so nice. And, I'm really a counterpuncher. If you look at what's happened with me and the people that I hit, it's really the people that hit me first. I don't think I hit anybody first.
You never take the first shot.
I never take it. I can't.
You're like
Maybe
Floyd Mayweather. You're the Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's my weakness. If they're nice to me, I'm never going to say anything bad about a person. It's terrible.
Donald,
so I keep hoping for them to hit me, but it's one of those things.